Hey, what's up everybody out there in Learning Land? Tyler from 10thumbspro.com coming at you with a new ukulele tutorial like we do every single Wednesday and Saturday. Today we are going to go ahead and do a solo in D, a complete 12-bar blues solo, talk about the scale, and give some tips for jamming. You'll also find printable tabs up there as well by becoming a Patreon and 10 Thumbs t-shirts. And if you like this kind of content, make sure you hit subscribe. If you came just because you want to learn this solo, that's cool, I dig it and I respect it, grab your ukulele. Brain and attention span. When you have those three things, follow me on in and let's break it down together. Come on in. Okay, so the first thing I want to do before we get into the solo is I want to look at the scale that we're going to be using. For blues, you're using what's called the blues scale. Now, you can get more complicated than that, but that's 99% of what we're doing is going to be coming from there. And essentially, the blues scale is just the D minor pentatonic with one more note. So the first thing we got to do is locate our D note on the A string. Well, where's that going to be? If this is an A sharp, B, no sharps or flat between B and C, so we go to C, C sharp, and D. Having located the D note on our A string, we are able to construct the D minor pentatonic. Okay, so how am I doing that? Well, once you've located the D, the scale is going to be on the 5th fret of all the strings. So you simply go to the G string, 5th fret, and you make 5, 7, drop down to the C. Now, normally I don't play this G string, but a Patreon said, hey, include the G string in this one. So there it is. The C string is going to be 5, 7. The E string is going to be 5, 8. And the A string is 5, 8. Okay? So that is the base of our scale. Oops. Now, if we want to make it the blues scale, we need to add the flat 5th. The flat 5th is going to be the 8th fret right here on our C string. So from the 5th fret of the C string, we get 5, 7, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8. Now, this note here is what's called a passing tone. It's the flat 5th, and you want to use it just to play through. You'll never land or hold that note. You'll use it playing, for example, going from the G to the A. Okay, so that's the scale. Now we have some extensions. Off of this, we can also go down here and grab the 3rd fret of both the E and the A. In addition, the 8th fret can also go up here to the 10th fret, as well as both your E and the A strings. So that's another extension that we're going to use. So that's the scale that we're using, and that's it a little more extended. Each scale has 5 shapes, so you can learn it all over the fretboard if you want, but most of our bread and butter for this tune is coming from there. So let's jump into the solo. We're going to break this down 4 bars at a time, but our first phrase is going to be 2 bars. And it starts on the 4th beat of the first measure. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what we're working with. And we want to get a triplet in there. We're going to play the 3rd fret with our pointer finger. Again, that extension we talked about in the intro. Right here with our pointer finger on the A string. And we're going to go 3, ring finger 5th fret, pointer finger 3rd fret. So I'm doing a little MIDI bar with my pointer finger actually. So I can just go, and then my ring finger will play the 3rd fret of the A string. I'm sorry, 5th fret. 3, 5, 3, 5. And because now we start on the 4th beat, but that first note right there, we have 3 notes, and this one happens on the 1st beat. That's something called triplets. So you want to be able to play 4 notes on one beat. You can either count it tripola or triplet. I'm actually going to count it 4-pola 1 because that helps me with my timing. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4-pola 1. All right, and this note here is your D note. That's the root note, and that's the home bass. Anytime you want to fully resolve a lick, it's good to know where your root note is. That will hold for 2 beats. 1, 2. We'll go back and grab the third with our pointer finger and then hammer on 3 to 5 on the fourth beat. 1, 2, 3, 4 polo. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Those are the first two measures. Moving forward, that little triplet's going to repeat itself. Repetition in these licks and ideas is what's known as a motif. Motifs can create very powerful solos. I'm going to say that again because I really want you in your improvisation to remember this. Motifs can create very powerful solos. Maybe in Pig Latin, motifes pueden crear solos más bacanos. I just switched to Spanish because I can't speak Pig Latin. But this is a really strong idea. So feel free in your own jamming to remember that you can use a little piece and repeat it with slight variations throughout your solo to create very powerful solos. The next part, the motif that is going to be similar is the triplet. 4 polo. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The only thing that's going to change is the last two notes. We're going to reach up and grab the 8th fret on the A string on the offbeat, 3 and 4. Okay, so the first four measures, 1, 2, 3, 4 polo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 polo. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. First four measures, you're doing great. That is a third of a blues solo. Let's jump into the next four measures, or the next four bars. The first measure is going to be a little rapid fire, and it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay? So you're going to start by sliding ring finger, 3rd fret to the 5th fret, 1. And we're using our ring finger because our pointer finger is going to hit the 3rd fret of the A string on the offbeat. 1 and 2. Just keep your pointer finger here because you're going to hit that on the 2nd beat. Ring finger will play the 3rd beat on the A string on the offbeat. And then you'll hit 5 with your ring finger again. Boom. So we get 1 and 2 and 3, 4 with our pointer finger, and then back to 5 with our ring finger. 5 is an A note. This is happening over a G7. So we're actually playing what would be called the 9th interval of that chord, giving this part a little bit of a jazzy feel, a little bit of a, ooh, that's a nice red cocktail dress you're wearing, ukulele kind of feel. Okay, so that measure, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 pola. And then we're back into our motif. All right. So those two bars, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 pola. Boom. And then a huge leap this time. 4 pola. Way up with your ring finger to the 8th fret. And when you get to that 8th fret, you're going to play it on the 1st beat, 2nd beat, and then on the 3rd beat, you're going to bend it a whole step, which means you want it to be this note. So play this note and get it in your ears. And bend until you hear it again. Really cool stuff. This is the D note, so we're bending from the flat 7th into the root, which gives a very bluesy sound. All right. So let's play those four measures. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 polo. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're into our last four bars. 2/3 of the way. You're still doing great. So let's break down the last four measures. The last four measures are going to start off with our familiar motif. 4 pola. 1. Hitting our A7, 4 polo, 1, 2, 3. And that 5th fret will play on the 1st beat and the 2nd beat, but the 2nd beat will hold for a half step or a half measure. So we get 4 polo, 1, 2, whoops. Well, let's just start from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4 polo, 1, 2, 3. Back to our boo, boo, boo. Only this time, instead of going to the 5th fret, we're going to stay on the 3rd fret. So it's the exact same kind of thing. 4 pola, 1, 2. This is our G note. This is our A note. Turn around goes A7, G7. So we're highlighting the root notes of these chords. 1 pola, 2. Well, excuse me. 4 pola, 1, 2, 3. 4 pola, 1, 2, 3. 4 pola. And then this time we're going to drop down, hit the 3rd fret. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3, 4. All right, 3rd fret, A string, pointer finger, ring finger, and you're going to play that again on the offbeat, 3, 5. Okay, and then on the last measure, we're going to slide ring finger 3 to 5, and then we're going to go 3, 4, 5. So let's go ahead and play all of those last 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4 pola, 1, 2, 3, 4 pola, 1, 2, 3, 4 pola, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Those are all the pieces, folks. So here comes the exciting part. Why don't we go ahead and try to shred it from the very top? All right. So let me get arranged with the backing track set up, and we're going to jam it out. Cool, everybody. So that was it. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. The complete 12-bar blues solo, the scale, how to put it together. Now you can go have a friend strum it. You can play through the whole solo and it will sound great. A little ukulele duet action. That's a lot of fun. Make sure you hit subscribe again. New tutorials every single Wednesday and Saturday. Skype lessons if you're interested. Contact me, 10thumbsproductions@gmail.com. Make sure to become a Patreon and you can get your backing track even up there, tabs, everything that you're going to need up there to accelerate your learning. Cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger, all right? Okay, everybody, until next time, keep on playing ukulele, keep on loving life, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.